Right, ladies and gents, Hellraiser, the reboot, which came out amazingly in 2022, which I know it sounds amazingly, but it feels like a long time ago now. And it feels like, I think back and I'm like, oh, it just came out yesterday type deal. Is getting a sequel. It's in development.
Wow.
So it is very clearly an active development. There's a lot of kind of word play here, which we'll take a look at. But what were your thoughts on?
I liked it.
On the reboot, what did you think?
I liked it. I mean, I thought I was going to have like all kinds of problems with it and be able to say it's woke as woke AF, but I didn't. I thought it was pretty well done, and after taking serious measure of what Andre said specifically about it and what you've said yourself, I love your.
I should hope it was me. Quite frankly, I'm the Hellraiser aficionado here.
True story, yeah. And then I was about to praise your lore stuff, but it's okay. And don't just cut me off. Yeah, no, honestly,
Hellraiser is inherently not woke, but it is of a sort of a left-wing ideologue.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Mythos in general, spawned from a gay man to do with gay nightclubs and leather and BDSM fetishes with an androgynous lead, which was in the book. So it's kind of inherently woke from the off, if that makes sense, but not.
Which I think is extraordinary, right? So I thought it was very good. I was like, this is good, right? This is really, really well done. I think I'm not going to be disappointed if this actually is going to be available soon. I think I'll be excited. I loved the character model. I loved the makeup effects and everything else that they did. I thought that was a really nice bodysuit. And I thought that, like I said, I mean, I thought that ultimately the story was great. I look, as long as you can hang on to what keeps it working, what keeps the cenobites and all that, relevant in the film, then I think that's great. Every time I get a new story, I've enjoyed it. So, and I'm more interested in what you think about it, because I know if you're excited, I have every right to be excited. So, because again, it's your thing, man. It's your thing.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. So, I mean, I thoroughly enjoy like Hellraiser is my jam, right? Like I'm big into the Hellraiser world.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know already, covered many a thing on Hellraiser. Even did my own pitch actually, which I didn't let anyone know was my pitch. I was like, this is an unmade script. I was like, little do you know, it's my pitch, and I revealed it at the end, which was quite funny. So, which you can find actually on YouTube, Hellraiser Below and Beyond. I enjoyed that quite a lot. It was good fun. So. When this was announced, it kind of came out of nowhere. And this was announced alongside the TV series, which is supposed to be, was supposed to be on HBO Max or Max now. And they were announced around the same time. And then this amazingly came out, has actually come out, and the TV series is nowhere to be seen, which is crazy because the TV series had some big heavy hitters behind it. But this is the only one which actually got made. And they announced this and then made it pretty quickly. There was some issues with Clive Barker trying to get the rights back to Hellraiser around the same time. He obviously did that. He did get the rights back, and then this still got made. He was allowed on as, it's his rights basically now. But I don't know whether he sold the rights back to someone else for obviously big money. He may have done, or it's a licensing issue. Who knows? But they seem to be pretty keen to make another one. What did I think of the reboot itself?
Yeah,
the reboot itself was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed the reboot. I think it had the general essence of a Hellraiser movie. I think I do you miss something with the lack of BDSM sort of leather latex fetish wear? Yeah, you do miss something without that. I think that's definitive. It's an iconic sort of image with respect to the franchise in film media. However, if you're looking at the comics, which I've looked at extensively and I've done comic read-throughs of, you can check them out on the channel in my Hellraiser playlist. it's very in keeping with the comics and the sort of imagery which you see in the comics. Much more flayed flesh, much more things like that. So it goes well with that. Maybe not so much the, original series of films. Doesn't really have that, but goes well with the comics. I liked, and strictly speaking, it's not actually a reboot. It's kind of a soft reboot type thing. It's still technically could be still in the same world. So I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was a fairly decent film. I think the ending, I've thought about the ending a few times. I still would have preferred the ending, him, Voight not getting what he wanted, because the idea was established in the movie that all of their gifts are twisted in some way. Whereas, if he's like, yeah, I want to be one of you then, and then he just gets it. It's like, well, that's not really much of a twist then, is it? But I enjoyed it for what it was. I'm not going to get too, sort of pent up on it all. However, the key producer has come out and teased an even crazier and even more awesome Hellraiser sequel. Now, it's important to dissect exactly what he's actually said, because the dialogue, the sort of quotes here, are revealing. It's in active development, basically. Oh, wow. And you'll see what I mean. So basically, he was asked by comicbook.com, so that's why we're on this. It is their exclusive. And it is Keith Levine, who was doing the rounds for his other project, The First Omen, which, again, he seems to be a horror producer. Good on him. He's sticking with what he likes. Also, side note, I will be watching The First Omen this weekend, and I hope you will be due to Culture, so we can do a review of it next week.
Sounds good.
But anyway, Keith Levine has teased the plans, basically, and he says, yeah, we're trying to do a follow-up, and there have been conversations, so keep a note of that. I can't exactly say where we're at in those conversations. Keep a note of that. But Bruckner is involved in those conversations. Keep a note of that. And we spent a lot of time and energy, I think, relaunching that world. A lot of brain power going into crafting the cenobite design, figuring out how we're going to pull them off. And we learned so much. And I think moving forward, we love that all that knowledge is sort of banked and that time has been spent. So we think that moving forward and going into another movie is just going to be even crazier and even more awesome. So yeah, that's something we're definitely hard at work on and hope we will have more news soon. So I will break down the sort of reason why this is an active development. They're having conversations, but they've got as far as having conversations with the director. So producers having conversations with the director, saying he's involved in the conversations, means that they're actively developing the story, the script, where to go, how to do it, which means they've got the rights, they've got presumably the financing as well, and they're pretty close to getting it off the ground.
Wow.
Well, you don't have conversations with the director otherwise. You just don't. Producers, yeah, I mean, you potentially would if you're getting him on board to write it. He didn't write that one, though. He sort of, he worked alongside, well, he did and didn't. He also worked alongside other writers that were on board for it. So, thoughts?
Nothing. The First Omen is a project that I was looking forward to. So I will be watching it. But as far as moving this forward, I'm looking forward to it, dude. I said it before. I want, I kind of like how everything's a little bit unique from Cenobite to Cenobite. I like a lot of the lore. I like that they keep trying to develop more and go deeper into it. I couldn't possibly, be the expert that you are. But again, I mean, me, I love horror films. So you don't have to beg me to go see something that's awesome, so.
Well, you're one of the only bloody people on this podcast that watches fucking movies.
I do. I love movies. So, I'm weird. I don't know. I'm on I talk about films. I'm supposed to see them. So
yeah, this is true. But yeah, I've literally just double checked. So no, Bruckner, he doesn't have writing credits on the last film. I do know from interviews at the time he was having conversations with Clive Barker about where the story should go. So he had some story input, but that adds even more fuel to the fire. You're not going to have conversations with Bruckner when he wasn't a writer on the first one unless they're ready to go.
That's
Unless they're really quite like, it's active development right now. They are in active development, which is great news. And you know what? It's not a surprise because that film, like, so, it was sold to Hulu, and Hulu, because I looked into it at the time, Hulu like spends quite a lot of money on films. They buy them for a lot of money.
Yeah, they
Now,
spend a lot of
one
money.
could say, well, it's sort of self-dealing because 20th Century was involved in it. They were, but they weren't the primary producers of this movie. They weren't the primary producers at all. So they, it's Disney, part own Hulu. Are they self-dealing? No, not really. But this would have made money, and I think like it had really good ratings. I know it's not the be all and end all, but it even had really good ratings on so ratings on Rotten Tomatoes for critics anyway. 67%. Audience score was 58. What was the? I'm surprised by that. I'm genuinely surprised. Oh yeah, people said best since the original. What did the original have on Rotten Tomatoes then? I bet that's bad actually.
Well, that's why I don't really care what on horror movies for the most part. I don't really care what the critics say nor what Rotten Tomatoes says. So.
I had 73%. The audience did the original.
That's pretty good,
but not that much of a difference on 67 and 70 on the critics. I think the second one had terrible rates. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. The thing is, I'm happy with this. I think this is nothing but good news.
Well, so if they've talked about
job.
but if they've talked about it and Clive's kind of given them kind of a outline, that gives me additional hope. So, you think they could successfully rebuild this off of that last film? You think they could like build out another several films starting there?
Sorry, do I think that they could?
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, the thing about the Hellraiser universe is it's pretty endless. It's just actually how you approach it, right? Because if you're thinking about it from a universe perspective, and they kind of teased that in the movie itself, you do have the Hell Priest, right? So Pinhead. But in the Hellraiser universe lore canon, the Hell Priest is, the head honcho, the favored son of Leviathan, the Lord of the Labyrinth. But you also have these different factions in the Labyrinth as well, different factions of Cenobites. They're known as the Order of the Gash. I know, but that is what it is. So it's known as the Order of the Gash, and they have different gashes, which is a group of Cenobites. So yeah, I know, gash. It's intentionally sexual as well as grotesque all at the same time, ladies and gents. That's kind of the whole point of Hellraiser. Sue me. So, but you can literally have different boxes summoning different Cenobites, and it's pretty endless, to be fair. You can build out a universe no matter. It's just the imagination, right? It's just, which is obviously saying a lot for Hollywood in this day and age, because my God, they don't really have much of an imagination. But the possibilities are quite limitless. It's just where you want to go with it. So you can absolutely build out a franchise with this, just where you want to go.
I'm looking forward to it. To some of the other elements, I really kind of hope they dive into, and I don't know. I mean, there does seem to be a lot there to play with. So, and I like that they continue to make different appearance models and stuff. So I don't know. I get into the effects and the make. That. I mean, that's the things I get into is how they do some of the stuff that they do, and they have a good story to tell. Yeah.
Culture's just disappeared. Good times. Oh, technical issues, ladies and gents. Oh, he's back. What the fuck you did?
I hit the side button on the mouse.
Oh my God.
Lord.
God, this show today. What a shit show this is.
Yay.
Oh, fun times, fun times. Well, anyway, ladies and gents, I'll ask you guys in the chit chat thoughts on Hellraiser 2022. Love to hear your thoughts. Drop it down below in the chat. If you want to, we'll shuffle on now.